What's up guys, my name is Aaron. Today I'm going to be reviewing Something to Tell You. This is the second studio album by Haim, an American rock band from California. I'm a huge fan of Haim. I think that their first album, Days Are Gone, is just so unique with the way they kind of melds all these different genres together. It kind of creates this unique and really melodic and really catchy album. I definitely think it's probably the best album of 2013. And it's probably one of my favorite albums of this decade. Really looking forward to different and new music from this group, and I think that they're really kind of under the radar to me. I've been really hyped for this album for the past 4 years. While I do like this album and I do think it's great, I don't think it's as good as Days Are Gone. That could change in future listens, but I think right now it's just kind of a little bit under the greatness of Days Are Gone. What I do like about this album a lot is production. It's really kind of all over the place. I guess their main genre is probably folk rock, I guess, but they kind of have all these different layers on the music. Sometimes they'll play with different genres and stuff, and it really makes it a little bit more interesting to me. The song Little of Your Love really has this 50s doo-wop vibe to it, with the snappy drums and the upbeat guitar. It really feels really poppy and upbeat, and it sounds like something that would play as an alternative song to the Baby and Deborah scenes in the movie Baby Driver. With the kind of old school 50s vibe that it has, it really feels like something that would play in a diner or something in a movie or something like that. I like the song You Never Know too, which really has this really sweet guitar lick and the overall kind of chill vibe of that song. It really sounds like a really laid back 70s rock vibe to me. And the song Something to Tell You has this really huge 80s pop vibe to it, with the huge Phil Collins drums that play on the song, and then the guitar that's on the song too. It's a really catchy beat, and I do like the kind of space that the song has. I think overall this album kind of goes with different genres of music, 90s R&B, pop, girl group bands and stuff, and I think that it really makes it more engaging as a listen and stuff like that, and it really makes it a little bit more different, while they kind of maintain all of this catchiness and poppiness. I think they really do a good job kind of doing that with this album. And I do think the singing is really good too. This group is comprised of 3 sisters, and Danielle, the middle sister, is the main singer. I think that she's a really underrated singer too. She plays off this really soft and vulnerable voice, but she kind of can also belt out and kind of sound really powerful too, and I think that's a really nice tool to have as a singer. Like the song Want You Back, she sounds really vulnerable on the verses, but then she sounds so in charge and just powerful on the choruses, and I think that she sounds really natural kind of going through those different modes. And then she sounds really on ease on the song Little of Your Love, with how poppy and just how kind of upbeat it is. I think she sounds really nice on that song. And then the song Ready For You, which is very Prince inspired, I would say. She sounds really funky on that song, which is something I wouldn't really say of her previous songs and stuff like that. She sounds really naturally funky, and it really fits the vibe of that song. I think she's a really underrated vocalist. I think she sounds really good on different types of beats and stuff, and she's kind of adaptable in that way. This isn't a positive or a negative, but I do think the themes and lyrics have to be mentioned too. They kind of traverse the typical things that you would expect, love, relationship, betrayal, heartbreak and stuff, but they kind of do it with the perspective of the woman doing all this stuff in the relationship. She's kind of the one that's breaking hearts and stuff, and I think that's an interesting way to kind of keep it fresh. I do think the lyrics are a little bit simplistic to me, they're not that detailed or that layered or anything like that, but it's not really a major thing. I think that it works for the music that they put out. I can see a lot of people not liking the way that they kind of do that, but I think it really works for the way that they kind of do the music for their group. I think my major problem with the album is definitely the second half of it. After the song Kept Me Walking, I think that the album really kind of goes down in quality. They're just kind of slower ballady type songs, and I don't really connect with them as much as the songs that were in the first half of it. I do think the song Walking Away is kind of interesting with the way it kind of plays with this trippy 90s R&B vibe, but I think the other 3 songs really don't do anything for me, and they kind of deter my overall enjoyment of the album. But I do think overall this is a good album, possibly a great album. I think that run of songs, that first 7 or 8 songs, are really well done, and I think that is probably one of the best runs of music that you'll hear this year. I do think that the production is really kind of varied, pulling from different genres and different artists and stuff like that, but it kind of makes it unique and really engaging, and I think the music that they do is really catchy. I think that Danielle, the singer, is really kind of underrated with the way that she can kind of adapt to different modes and stuff like that, and I think she sounds really natural on whatever type of vibe that she's going for. Vocal choices that she makes are really melodic and really felt, I guess, with the music. The themes and lyrics are a little bit simplistic, but I do think that they kind of work for the music, and that their perspective with the woman kind of doing the heartbreak and stuff like that kind of makes it a little bit more fresh to me. My major problem is definitely like the last like 4 songs aren't as good as the first like 7 or 8. They're just really not on the same level. They're like more slow, more ballady. I'm not against ballads because I think that their song Go Slow is really good, but I think those songs just don't do that much for me, and I think that if they had different songs, it probably would improve my overall enjoyment of the album. But overall, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I don't think this is as strong as Days Are Gone, but I do think this is a really strong album and possibly could be like my top 10 or 15 albums of the year. And I think this is definitely like an album that I recommend if you want something a little bit more different. Those are my thoughts on Haim, Something to Tell You. What are your guys' thoughts? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments what you thought, and thanks for watching. Thanks, guys. Bye.